Good morning, everyone. I'd love to see your beautiful faces. So if you could come on screen, that would be awesome. I don't care how you look, but this is about our success mindset. Hello, Cassie. Hello, Deborah. Hi, everybody. Hi, Jen. How are you? There we go, ladies. You guys are looking awesome. Thank you for joining me today. I have so much to share with you guys, and I'm so excited. All right, we're just waiting for people to roll in.
Let's just give one more minute and then we can begin. I think let's kick it off. Let's go ahead and begin. So good morning, everyone, and welcome to another amazing session with Janki Patel. What we're going to do is I'll quickly run through the agenda of what we are going to share with you today. So on this session, Janki is actually giving away, as always, the kindness that she has in her heart. She's giving away some of her insights on this session on what she is teaching people on her courses. And at the end of it, we have a surprise for everybody. We're going to share something. So if you stay on till the end, you will have a takeaway from this session. I will take everybody through the agenda and then hand over the floor to Janki before she gets excited and starts coaching on this call. All right. So good morning once again, everyone. Welcome to Office Hours. Today, we are going to take you a little bit through a sneak peek, basically, into what we are covering in follow-up course, the syllabus, everything that it contains, this course, because we've had quite some questions on what is covered in the follow-up course. So we're going to give you a sneak peek into the syllabus, a little bit about the SMART plans, and then Janki will also talk about something that she took, along with our CFO and her business partner, Simran Patel, who we have today here as a special guest. They have created this buyer guide packets, which took them quite a while to put together, which they use with our clients. So Janki is actually going to give you a peek into that as well. We'll share some of our data on the open email rates, basically, the results from some of our SMART plans, the success we see out of them. And again, a sneak peek into what we send out. Once again, if you stay until the end, we have a small surprise for all of you. So now moving on to the next slide, please. All right, so this is a sneak peek into our follow-up course syllabus. I'm going to here hand over the floor to Janki so she can talk about the courses, everything from her brain that went down on paper.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much, Lorraine. So thank you again, everybody, for showing up and being committed to your business. We are always here to help you. I'm always here to help you be successful in whatever you do in your business, help you grow. You guys know my mission statement for this academy is to help every realtor grow in their business, at least as many as I can, because my story, I'm sure you guys know, I come from humble beginnings. And, I've lost everything. And I want to be part of not getting there. My big why, obviously, is to build my legacy out and not going back to where I used to be. So this is about you guys. If you have any questions, obviously let me know. I'll be more than happy to talk about, whatever your questions are about how I closed actually myself and my business partner and my amazing daughter, Simran Patel, how we closed this year over 50 transactions in the past, I'd say about a year and a half, a year actually, with street text and online leads. It's not only street text, it's also online leads as well. So today we're going to talk about the follow-up process, right? What we do in follow-up process. We're going to talk about SMART plans. We're going to talk about pipelines, the CMAs. So what are pipelines, right? Basically, pipelines are how we categorize every lead within our database. So we have over 10,000 leads in our CRM, and how we categorize each lead through, the suggested pipelines are right here. Obviously, new, the phone appointments that we have for reschedules, attempting contacts, nurture, cold, not interested. Our database is gold, right? You guys, we all know that. But more than anything, it's where we find business, where we get these leads to answer to us. What we say matters. How we say it matters. What is our tonality? I preach that a lot on street text. And now, obviously, street text says it over and over again, coming from contribution. I hear these words a lot. Work on your business, not in your business, yada, yada, yada. So my whole thing is, how do I focus on different pipelines and really pull out from the weeds, pull out that gold, pull out those buyers or sellers that are really looking to buy or sell immediately within the next 3 to 6 months. So that is why we created these pipelines. And I recommend you guys to create these pipelines because it's about staying focused every single day and really making sure that you dial the right pipeline, right? So you have attempted contacts, you have past phone appointments, and I'm going to kind of infuse my ISAs in this as well. If you are a single agent, it's okay. You can also do this within your database, and you can be that ISA for yourself and dial out, right? But it is organizing your database very, very clearly so you understand what comes after, what dials you should be dialing every single day. Every day you have new leads that you need to dial, right? Phone appointments, for reschedule, attempting contacts, nurture, do not call, don't touch them. But we also have a pipeline called working with a realtor, renters, right? I don't do rentals, but I can refer that out, right? We have also converted and showing, converted and lender pipeline. So I've had a phone appointment with them. I've converted them into a potential buyer or seller. What I mean by that is I've talked to them about what their urgency is. That is the first conversation you should be having, is finding out what their urgency is. What is it that they're looking to do? It's not about you at that point, right? It's about them. So really working to find out and digging deeper to kind of address their concerns about buying right now. Most of the time we get buyers that'll say, well, I was just browsing, I'm not interested at the moment, things like that. So again, this is just an overview of how we organize our database, okay? Or like I said, organizing your leads, your phone appointments, all of that is what pipelines is about. So step number 1, organize your database. All right, next slide, please. Okay, so here we're going to be talking a little bit about initial contact. Once they register, what happens? So our ISAs dive into calling the lead and talking to the lead. If they do not get the lead on the phone, what happens? We have a follow-up process for that. If you get a hold of your lead, what happens? There's a follow-up process for that. So there's always going to be a follow-up process no matter where the lead is. It can be an initial contact. It could be an nurture pipeline. It could be an opportunity pipeline. Opportunity capture, how when the lead is ready, we put them in that category, and then we get them to sign an agency disclosure when we show our value proposition. So I'm getting a little bit more deeper into the yes part of it, instead of what if they just say, no, I'm just looking, I'm not interested at the moment. Where do they go? And when do you touch base with them? That is called the nurture side, right? You have to put them on a smart plan and a nurture pipeline. So what do I mean by smart plans? Let's talk about the word smart plans. What I mean by smart plans is basically drip campaign. So most of you guys know drip campaigns, right? So you have to, and here's the thing, don't use what the masses use, you guys. Create your own smart plan, create your own drip campaign. And what I mean by that is put your value added piece in there. Here's where I never knew how to do this, but what I did is, what am I about to, what is my goal with this buyer or this seller? And then write down your thoughts, put it on paper, and then type it all out, right? Create your drip campaigns, right? So that is what I mean by smart plans. Smart plans are nothing but drip campaigns. Don't go on the generic pipelines, generic smart plans. Don't use generic smart plans or drip campaigns. Make them your own, okay?
Can I also add one thing to that?
Yes.
Okay, so one thing that I noticed, everyone here looks really serious, and that's great and all. We're all in learning mode and stuff. But one thing that I encourage everyone to do, and I know my mom has taught me this since day one, is always make that personal connection. We can sit here and do that like whole marketing, go in the template or whatever. I have a degree in PR and communications. And the one thing that I've been taught across all marketing courses, communication and public relations is if you don't create that personal relationship, if you're not, I don't want to use the word funny, but I mean, laugh a little. Like life is really not that serious. Buying a home is stressful enough. Selling a home is stressful enough. So it's our job to make it fun. And I think our smart plans are what help us make that experience fun. We don't sound boring and like, we're just here to get a commission. I mean, the commission is really nice, but we're not just here to make a commission. So if you kind of insert your personality into that, and I'm really hoping that all the faces I see, you guys all look really serious, but I'm hoping you guys all have a fun side.
Smile, everybody. That's what she's trying to tell you guys. Smile.
Yeah, we like to smile here.
Listen up a little bit because
we're not boring.
Yeah, listen up a little bit because this is what's going to show up. Oh, I love what you're eating, Corey. This is what's going to show up on your smart plans, on your drip campaigns. Your personality has to be infused in your drip campaigns.
I mean, if some of us like, if you're like glamorous and, you love the luxury lifestyle and all of that, include that in your campaign. Because guess what? That's what your niche market is looking at. They want to connect with you somehow. They don't just want, obviously we're all great realtors. We all know how to sell, right? But at the end of the day, like, what are you bringing? Like, what's your personal proposition here? Like, who are you as a realtor, and how are you going to infuse your personality? And a smart plan is a phenomenal way to do that. So that's one thing I want to kind of interrupt you for, Mom, is that's one thing that's really worked for us.
Thank you, darling. Thank you. That's awesome, because that's exactly what we put in our smart plan. And our database manager, who's here also, she will tell you, we write these smart plans because it's Simran's personality that brings it out, and it's my personality that really, really showcase. And when someone is reading that smart plan, we have the return replies. Why? Because it's not generic, you guys. It's not just simple, blah, generic. It's showing who you are. They're kind of interested in reading a little bit about you and getting to know you, And when you say, hey, are you in the market to buy a home? That's too blah. Who's going to open that drip camp? Who's going to open that smart plan? They're not going to really, I'm in the market to buy a home. What are you offering me? You know what I mean? So you want them to think a little bit out of the box. So that's something that I really recommend in your smart plan. And thank you again, Sim, for bringing that up. All right. So when we sign that agreement, obviously the property marketing and the transaction and the close, and it goes on and on and on, right? And that is more of the transactional side. And our transaction coordinator is here as well. And she will kind of like infuse it, that, we don't really work even once we sign the contract, it's done. The team members pick it up. Now, if you're a single agent, I would highly recommend you to get at least a transaction coordinator, right? And that's another thing I'll talk about on another office hour. But let's go to the next slide. Let's talk a little bit more about smart plans. Yay. Okay. So top 5 smart plans that really worked for us this past. Now, Meg, can you tell me the top 5 smart plans? Is this data from 1 week ago, or are we looking at 2-week data?
Good morning, everyone. So for the smart plans data that we have, we're actually looking into the past 2 weeks data.
Okay.
But we also have here the month-to-date data for November.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay, so let's put it out to the last slide, previous slide, please. Okay, so right here, guys, look, we talked to new construction Fremont. We put a newsletter together. We put not a newsletter, we put a smart plan together for new construction Fremont. Everybody wants new construction, right? So this is your time to kind of say, hey, these are the new construction. Don't give away the community. Just say we've got new construction Fremont. Just put the city there and take a few pictures of the model home and put it up there and send it out. And of course, we'll share more details about that with you. Buyer just looking. Now, this one was an AI conversion. What did we say in the AI conversion to them? What are we really proposing? Buyer just looking. And what are we really saying to them? Now, again, your value added piece comes in here. Buyer needs financing. That was 32.28% of the people in our database that opened up that email. What did we say in that smart plan, and what resonated with the buyer? Remember, you have to show the buyer or the seller that it's about them. And what did we say in those smart plans to actually have them come back to to return back to our website, right? Or to return back and say, hey, yes, I'm really looking. And then we talked a little bit about buyer lead has an agent. So what do we mean by buyer lead has agent? They're working with someone, but again, do they have an agency disclosure signed, right? That's something to really think about. So I don't want to call on any names, but I really want to find out from you guys, what are your thoughts so far? And are you picking anything up from these smart plans that I'm putting out there? Is there any questions right now from anybody? No
I don't have any
questions?
but what I really like, because you're right, we all have drip campaigns and all of that, but I think it's really great how detailed your, I guess, research is. And I think that's an important part. Like, if we could have an organized spreadsheet to really determine how many emails were sent, how many were opened, what's the best looking ad, because I do that too, but I don't write it all out. And I think that's really good information, especially even year to year, to see what's working now versus what used to work. And so I really like that.
Oh, love it. Thanks, Jen. I agree with you because, and Simran might have something to say about that too, but I like the idea of, what we had 6 months ago is not relevant to what we have now, because we are realtors. We're innovators. We always have to come up with fresh new material. We always have to come up with something that will attract the buyer.
I always like to say that, I don't know if some of you guys know, social media influencers or content creators and all of that. I feel like realtors were content creators before that even became a profession for people, because we are always having to reinvent the wheel and constantly share new ideas. And part of it is they started off as drip campaigns, right? You're creating content to send to people, and then in return, you want engagement. So if you kind of apply the new, content creator and social media mindset to your smart plans, that will definitely make an impact as well. So I think that kind of goes hand in hand with what Jen is saying about making sure you do your research your demographic. Who are the people that are looking at you? Again, it goes back to your personality as well. Like, who are the people who resonate with you the most? And then if you can kind of combine all of that together in a smart plan, you'll kind of have like a winning campaign that's going out to people, and you'll get engagement in return.
I love what you just said, because that, like Jen said, that was right on point, because we know, you and I know, that what we had last year in our courses is really not relevant to this year and this moment, correct? And we're always reinventing the wheel. So think smartly and actually and this is what Jennifer does for us as well, is she goes back and she designs our smart plans. And if she sees that there's smart plans that are not working, why are they not working? What are the key words that we've used in that smart plan? And what is the open rate on that? And how come we've not increased that open rate? What was the past open rate versus today's open rate? So she does all those analysis. Now, again, single agents, you can do this. It's not hard. We have a huge database, and that's why we have people in place to get it done now. But remember, I was alone.
I was just going to say, not to interrupt you, but yes, you didn't have a team that you could, really have as your backing for years. It was Janki and her 5-year-old daughter going to open houses or showing appointments because she couldn't afford a babysitter. And then the 5-year-old daughter was left in the car to take care of her younger brother. So she didn't have a team, yet she did all of these kind of things. Like back in the day, right, Mom? At that time, it was like email campaigns.
Yes.
For those generic templates and stuff. And
right,
that's when you kind of figured all this idea out that, hey, okay, I'm a single agent. I need people to engage with me so I can gain business, so I can put food on the table for my family. How am I going to do this? So you started just kind of leading with your personality and all of that, doing research. You found that the clients that you were kind of, the clients that you might be wanting to go for might not necessarily be the clients that are intrigued by the content you were putting out. So those two things had to come
exactly
play here. And you did that with the research, which is what Jennifer just said, that comes in. it's the research is just as important to figure out who's looking at you and who's watching you to do all of that. And I think it's also a great time to plug and to say that our training academy has courses like this that are, going to be in the works, not to share too much, but, launching soon that teach you guys all about this as well.
Yeah. Okay. So thank you, Sim. Let's go to the next slide. So we're talking, what do we send out? So let's talk a little bit about, okay, a lead comes in. We know how important it is. And sometimes we don't have the time to say, oh my God, a lead came in, let's call them right away, right? We don't have that time, right? Cassie, Callie, Roman, all of you guys, talk to me. We don't have time, right? So we don't pick up the phone. There you go. I'm waiting for Cassie. We don't have the time to pick up the phone and dial because we're with the client. We're in a meeting. So what do? What do we send them out immediately? A lot of things are automated, and what is in that automated a plan that goes out there? What is in that automated email that goes out there? Did we get their attention? What are we really, or is it just a generic piece that goes out there, right? So let's see what we send out. Let's go to the next slide. All right, here we go. Templates. All right, this is what I'm talking about. Now, this was the new construction piece that's right here that got us, I think, Meg, what is it, 66%?
Yeah, 66.67% open rate.
Okay. This particular newsletter, or I think it was a smart plan, that got us 66.67%. Well, what does that mean? That means 66% of our database, people who are in our database, opened this particular email. Well, why did they open it? A lot of people here are looking for new construction. We didn't disclose the price. We did not disclose the development. We just said, hey, new construction in Fremont. And boom, we put it out. We put a call to action and we put our information right there. Mm-hmm. We got 66% of our database calling us, emailing us back, replied to us and said, hey, I'm interested, tell me more. Now, might not be in their price range. And that is where us as a realtor, we as realtors come in and put our realtor hat on and say, all right, well, this particular property is, is a new construction in Fremont. But let me ask you this, before I dive into that, what is it that you're looking for? I know you're coming in and telling me that you're looking for a new construction. Are you looking for a townhome? Are you looking for a single family home? What is it that you're looking for? So guess what? Now you're going to pique their interest and say, well, I am looking for a new construction. And I am looking for a condo townhouse or a single family home. All right, great. Now start asking those key questions. Then you start digging in a little bit deeper. All right, my question to you now is, does anybody have any questions? Please talk. I'd like some conversations going. So talk to me. Anybody? Nobody has any questions?
I have a question, but I think it's on the previous point. I was just going to ask you, obviously KV Core doesn't have that ability. So for bigger teams like yourself, and Jennifer helps you out and you have a whole team that helps you, if you're tracking your open rates, is there a capability in KV Core other than manually looking at each one? Is there, maybe there's a page I'm missing that kind of in general shows you the open rates, or is like Jennifer going through each individual person?
Yeah, no, Jen doesn't dive into it. So I did start telling her to track manually some of the listings, but some of the people coming back as an open rate. But can you go to the next 2 slides over where it says this right here. Okay, so this right here was automated, Jen, through Chime, right, Jennifer?
Chime. Okay, that's what I wanted to know. So you like Chime the best. Okay.
Oh, I love Chime. Oh my God. So Jen, this is automatic from email accountability from the platform. Am I correct? We didn't do this manually. Obviously not. We have so many. Okay, got it.
Yes.
Okay, so this is automated. We do have a tracking that we've asked her to track manually. Just yesterday. We started that, but we want to see manually how many people and which particular smart plan is really, really working. So we kind of started talking about, okay, let's talk a little bit about, I know these smart plans that were sent out and we got, reply emails right here. We got on November 9th, we sent out 391 people opened the email and we got 7 replies out of it, right? So we do see some solid numbers here, but this is all automated through the system itself. What I can tell you is that, like I said, we are tracking manually, but if you go right here, it'll also give you some information about your month to date. We had 30.78 and 17%. Now, this is all these numbers are based on our smart plan or drip campaign. People are coming back to us, and then where our ISAs dive into those people. What happens after they come back? What is the next step we do? Is just exactly that, is that the ISAs pick up the phone, or there's a text message. If you're a single agent, send out a text message, right? Saying, hey, I'm with a client at the moment, but I'd love to go ahead and help you. Can we meet? Can we talk at 5 p.m. this evening? Can I give you a call at 5 p.m. this evening? Trust me, it works. All right, let's go to our next slide, ladies. All right, so we send this out to them. Here's another thing, and this, please don't bombard me. Do not get upset at me, Lorraine and Simran, but this is what I love. Can we go to this is something I want to share with you guys. All right, so when we do go to these appointments, when we do talk to people, and when we do have these, and Corey, I do see your messages. I know that you don't have a voice, but I do see those messages. I'll get back to you. When we do sit down at a buyer consult, or we want to send something off as a PDF, what do we send out? What do we do? When we're sitting with them face to face. If they are looking now, in my initial conversation, I already asked them a little bit more about if they have something to sell or not, right? So if they do have something to sell, this is what I give. I give them, because again, we have 2 appointments on Sunday that I need to go to, which they're looking to buy and sell. Again, street text lead. And what they are doing is they don't have the down payment to buy another property because their down payment is coming out from their current home, which is normal. So we put something like this together, the selling and the buying process, and we actually give them a step-by-step process of what we're going to do for them. So this way they know, and we have engineers. 99% of our clients are engineers. So when they see this, what are they going to do? They're going to be wowed. Why are they going to be wowed? Because it's designed by my husband, and who was an engineer himself. He knows exactly what they're looking for. So we just wowed them. And they're going to know that, step by step, what is it that they need to do, so they never call you, hey, what's next? And if they do call you or text you, it's going straight to my transaction coordinator, Kelly, who's right here as well. And she's the one who says, all right, this is what happens next. And then Lorraine also does to where, and we're looking for another admin to where who can handle, hey, this is what is going to happen next. We give them something physical to take away, but we also send them emails or text messages. Hey, this is what happens next. This is where your loan is. You are in constant touch. So before they even close, they're already sending you 2 or 3 referrals. Now, this is true. We just had 2 of our clients send us 2 referrals. Why? Because they loved the process and they never had to ask us. So we got 2 things out of it. We got 2 referrals, plus we got a testimonial, right? And what do we want to get out of our current clients? Testimonials, and we want to get referrals from them, don't we? Easiest way of getting business is through our current clients and past clients. We also have something called a seller guide. In our seller guide, and this all obviously I have it on my iPad. Sometimes I don't even take this physical packet. I just, depending on what the profile of the client is in the disc profile, I know exactly what to do. Either I take a physical pamphlet like this, with the different, it's a booklet. We have all different types of things here for a seller, what to do in a transaction, like 178 steps that we do. So they don't negotiate down my commission. They see value added proposition right here that, hey, I'm going to do 178 things, 78 items here on this list for you. Where do you want me to cut? What do you want me to cut out? Because they do tend to negotiate our commissions, don't they? And it's okay. It's fair. We also do a step a step-by-step process for them and shows them exactly what to do and what not to do. And it'll take them from the transaction from the listing to the close of the sale right here. And then for the buyer, this is a huge buyer guide that we put together. Obviously, with Simran's help and my husband, we put this entire packet together so they know they don't have to play a guessing game. And more than anything, we have a plan of action right here for them. So they know exactly what happens next right here. Do you see it? Right here. They know exactly what happens next. No, right here. There. That's it. They see exactly what happens, and then they never have to play the guessing game again. All right. We put it into this packet right here. That's all fancied up, and we, go ahead and give it to them. Or 99% of the people that don't have time, they have little kids, we send them a PDF, or it's in their computer, it's in their computers, their emails. They don't have to have a soft copy. All right. So that's what we do. Those are the samples that we have here. What is our next slide? All right. We always talk about this. Speed to lead matters. Why? Again, we don't have the time to pick up every call. We do have the time to send them something of value immediately. Again, it's not about you, it's about them. So remember that. Send them out a text message saying, hey, I see that thank you for coming to our website. I see that you're browsing for homes. I would love to talk to you. I'm with a client at the moment. However, does 2 p.m. or 5 p.m. sound good to you? Give them an option. When you give them that option, they will always come back. Well, sometimes they come back and say 2 p.m. sounds great. I'd love to talk to you really quickly for about 10 minutes, and see what you need from us or what is it that you're looking for. Okay. That is speed to lead. Always be in touch with them or put it on a, auto drip campaign or auto text message to ask them these questions. All right. Anyone have any questions? Any questions?
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So we talk a lot about ISAs. Where do we find an ISA?
That's a great question. Simran, you want to take that one?
No, I will let you handle this one. I know this is your territory. You love this.
Okay.
She loves her ISAs, by the way. So
I love my ISAs. Okay, so two things. All right. So I'm not going to recommend any company because don't say a word, but we are in the process of having an ISA company, and we're launching it in probably January or February of 2022. So stay tuned, Jamie. We are in the works for that. Our ISAs are going to be trained on my, the Train Your ISA program. They're going to be trained by me, and everything that has worked in our current ISA program. We had about, I think, 60 phone appointments set by the ISAs that are in that program right now in 1 month. Okay, 60 phone appointments were set, and 50 conversations is what they're having at the moment with buyers and sellers. So the agents that signed up for that course, they're just very busy, obviously, and they love the phone appointments that were set by their ISAs. The ISAs are getting trained by me. How many ISAs do we have in there that are really dialing? I would say probably about 5 or 6 of them, Lorraine, that are really dialing besides Felix's ISAs. I believe there are about 6 or 7, I don't remember the number, but that
Around 5 of them, because one is just doing 2 hours and then the other
Okay.
does some admin work, and then Felix's ISAs are not dialing yet.
Okay. So Jamie, just stay tuned for that. But if you do have an ISA that you do need immediately, and find somebody, send them to our ISA course, or call me, talk to me, text message me, whatever you want to do. If you need any kind of guidance, I'm here to help you. Okay. Anyone else have any questions?
I do.
Yeah.
So you use Chime, but I was curious with the numbers and like the mass emails that are being sent out, do you have to go a different route as far as email goes? Because I know a lot of single agents, I'm at the point now I can't do that either, because then you get marked as spam and your open rates drop. So like what email provider are you finding success with, or is it with Chime?
It's with Chime, right, Jennifer?
Okay.
Jennifer, it's with Chime?
Yes, it's with Chime.
It's all with Chime. Yeah.
Awesome. That's great.
Yeah. So we don't have to have another email. We use Zapier for all our leads to come into Chime from Street Text. And all the leads come. I do not use the CRM for Street Text. I never have. I always have used Chime, and it's been successful. If you are looking to connect with Chime, let me know. I'll connect you over to them as well.
I know where to go.
There you go.
Yeah, can you tell me what Chime is and where, like, how do I just Googled it, but I couldn't find it. There's a bunch of other things that are Chime.
Okay, so Chime and Lorraine, if you can put a link here for Jamie. Chime is it's a very robust CRM that has all the bells and whistles, but you shouldn't get Chime if you're not going to use all the bells and whistles, or you're not going to use it to the way you see results, right? And from these smart plans, what we did is they have every Follow-Up Boss has this, Lion Desk has this, all the different CRMs have all the drip campaigns designed already that you plug and play. I do not like plug and play because it's not about me at that point. I'm not showing my buyer or my seller who I am. It's a generic template. So that's why we created and edited our own smart plans. All right. Anyone else have any questions?
The link is already placed in the chat group. You can just click on that link. It'll take you.
Awesome. All right. For those of you who have not showed your faces, it's okay. I know you're very beautiful and handsome. I thank you for attending. Hey, Adam, thank you. See, I love to talk to people. So talk to me. When I see who you are, when I know who you are, I want to be able to, connect with you. And I want to really, help you guys. It's not about me. It's about you guys. You're here for your growth in your business, right? So thank you so much for joining us today. We are going to have a next session of of office hours, probably in about 2 weeks, I believe, Lorraine.
Yes.
We'll send you guys an email and let you know exactly where to join for that. But I know we said if you stick around until the very end, we do have a surprise for you. So take it away, Lorraine.
All right. So if you can go to the next slide. So being a month of Thanksgiving, number one, before I go to the little takeaway, being the month of Thanksgiving, we are giving away a 10% discount on your first month if you sign up for the courses. And if you can just post the link in the group chat so that everybody can get the link. You can go to the Learn with Janki site and you can use the coupon code LWJ10. The recording for this will also be available there on the site. So not to worry, you can pick the link from there and you can enroll for the courses. For your first month, you will have a 10% discount irrespective of which course you enroll into. In additional surprises, we have a takeaway for you, a smart plan that you can replicate and implement. This is a smart plan that gave us a 66.67% rate that we were talking about earlier. So this will be available to you as well, again, in the site, the office hours site. You just have to click on the site, go in on the office hours link, go in there and you can replicate this smart plan as well. If you would like, we can send you the PDF via email as well, since I have everybody's email address, the ones who joined here today, and you can use this smart plan and implement it as well.
If you can send a PDF to everyone, that would be great.
Okay, I can go ahead and do that. And you can always replace the pictures. It'll give you an idea, but you can go ahead and replace the pictures, add your information, your logo, your photo, etc. This is a very useful smart plan because we've also noticed a lot of people have started asking about new constructions. So this would be a good smart plan to send out to your database.
All right.
And
are we ending this? Do we have any further questions, you guys? We've been very, very quiet today. In our last office hour, we had a lot of questions, but if you don't have any questions, that's perfectly fine. We can wrap this up. Thank you so much for coming. Simran, you have any last words to say to anyone?
I think this was great.
Thank you, Jennifer. We're partnering up.
No,
I'll make that
for joining.
announcement.
We appreciate it.
What was that, Sim?
I said, no, thank you everyone for joining. We appreciate it.
Yeah, we do. We definitely do. And our training academy is only growing from here on out. And you guys are first to know, we have lots of stuff coming up down the pipeline in 2022. And, it's, we're adding coaches, we're adding, more, we're adding also something, hopefully Jennifer is okay with this, but Jen, you and I know we're excited about this. We're totally excited about this. And like I said, no one knows this. We have not made any announcements anywhere, but we're letting you guys know that this is, we are planning to do things together for our training academy. So stay tuned for that. We've got some awesome stuff from Jen coming up as well, and we'll make those announcements later as well. So that's about it for now. Any other questions? All right, guys, thank you so much for joining.